Good morning, everybody. My name is Vincent Meza. This is top tools to get more listings. And what I'd like to know is, can you tell me just in a quick on the chat panel, how long have you been a realtor? And we have new people signing up every day, so I don't really need to know how long you've been a client. Really, what I want to talk about today is lead quality. And so I think you'll understand this based on how long you've been in the space. And what we're going to talk about with listings here today is the different areas you can get listing leads and how there is a different quality to those leads. I do think for your business, you need to be trying to generate these leads in all the areas that I'm going to go through. Because if you look at your business like a business, you're going to find in this call that you can advertise for listings on social media, that you can advertise for listings on print, that you can advertise for listings on Google. And also you can use your CRM to advertise for listings to get more listing leads. And that's just the simplest way to think of this, right? Like you're going to have social media and that's going to get you brand and you're going to get leads of print. And it's funny, I was talking to a realtor last week and this lady, she sounded like a real go-getter, like 20 plus years in the industry, was just cracking me on the phone. Like she knew her game and she's been in the business a long time. And she was telling me that print is dead. She was like, we're in the internet now. And it was kind that she was telling me that because we've been doing this for 13 years. And I said, Nina, I just got to tell you that our highest quality listing leads come from print tools. And I said, have all kinds of ways to get you listing leads from social media and online. And we're probably no better company than that. I said, but if you want listing contracts, you probably need to rethink that print story. And that's really what we're going to start off just there, right? I don't know what your kind of views are for capturing listing leads. What I want to give you here today in the call is a suite of tools that you need to use that, frankly, if you're going to be in this industry for a few years and you want more listings, you probably need to do them all, right? I'll show them to you and I go in detail. So sometimes it seems complicated, but probably there's 5 things you need to do consistently. You don't have to do them every day, but some of them you have to do every week and some every other week, right? And maybe one is once a month, but we're going to talk through it all today. So let's see if we got some questions or some answers from the question there. Yeah. So a couple of these people have been here for 23 years, 22 years. Delisa, welcome. You've been here for 7 months in the industry. And I think often, let's log into this account here. Let's log into this guy's week. I was looking at his account over the week. He called with an interesting question. So maybe we'll talk about that. But this is what an agent account looks like, right? And if our goal today is, I'm going to point this out because we actually just added this. You see the section when you log in, there's a couple of playbooks. And one of them, I would actually get pending and sold. Let's look at it. I never really look at these write up. So you can write up and it's recorded. This is the playlist. This is the live webinar. So this is the checklist that probably all of you should go log in and get right now. Because we're going to be talking about this. And what this really, let me just show it to you. This is something that Scott's working on. And really, this is the checklist right here of what you need to do when you're marketing sold and pending status. Okay. Now, when you market a home that's sold, you may not know that about our platform, or when you market it under contract or pending, all the call to actions on the property are designed to get listings. All right. So you could run a Facebook ad. You could do a social media post. We actually do social media posts automatically for you. You could use a seller social media if you're the listing agent. If you're borrowing a listing, you can. E-flyer for your seller, that's okay. E-flyer for your database is a must, and nearby homeowner letter. Okay, this is a must, the nearby homeowner letter. And then calls, the same calls and doing a sign writer and a listing flyer. Okay. Half of these things, the ones that I said are a must, this has to do with listing marketing. So if you got a listing in your account, even if you borrow it, these are the things you're going to do. So we'll leave this here. That is right when you log in, it's the playbooks that we've got, and it's for pending and sold. Okay. Now I'm going to go, I see some questions. Let's take that. Michelle. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So this is, and I guess you're saying these are helpful. This right here is a playbook for seller guides. Let's look at that because we're going to be talking about seller guides for sure. And these are ways of capturing leads. Let's just see what he's written here. Let's see here. Facebook ads, definitely. Google ads. He says optional, but honestly, that's got to be not, I don't know why he says optional. I guess it's an option in our system. Short form video is something that I think everybody should get into. I'll talk to you a little bit about it as we get into this story here. Social media posts, we do this for you automatically. So you know what? You should turn on the automation, right? And then email to your database. You'll hear me say this a few times. If you're a realtor with a CRM with hundreds or thousands of leads sitting in there, you want to use our email to the database tools. They're basically e-flyers that you copy and paste and blast on those people. If you've got a CRM with leads, you're probably thinking, they're not calling me. I'm not getting any business. I'm just dripping on them. And that's what the whole point of using our email is, because there's multiple call to action built into it. And so you want to definitely use that. Now there's also postcards and door hangers. And you'll notice that he says here once a month. I think that's totally right. Once a month. Okay. So let's just go look at the other playbooks. I never really look at these, but cool. Yeah. For the point of our talk, you should log in and print these two. Print the playbook for pending, print the playbook for seller PDF guides. And what those are is, let's just go over here to the listings. Now we're in a live agent's account, so he may not have a pending property in there, but let's just look and see. Yeah, these are sold. And actually this one here is pending. So let's look at, I'm going to take these out, but we're going to look in here. So I want to, before we dive into it, I'm just going to be repetitive. We can use marketed listings, especially pending and sold. We can run ads on Facebook and Google. We got PDF guides. You can run ads on those, or you can have us automatically post them to your social media accounts, and then landing pages. These are all the areas that you need to be thinking of if you want more listing. So I see some questions here. Let's go look at them. Did this start at 2 p.m. Eastern? Yes, 10 minutes ago. Let's do a sold property. I think that's it. Some of you don't market as pending or under contract. You actually get cheap leads that way, but let's just do sold because it'll be something that you're familiar with. When you click on market a listing, we create all these tools, and we create all these tools when you have it just listed. And when it's open house, we've got all these, we just update them. And at those points, we're trying to get buyers. But when a property is sold, we're trying to get listings. So if I click on this one, which says Facebook and Instagram, the first step here, in case you don't know, and that's part of the Get Started class, is you connect your social media account, right? And so you connect your social media account and it says that home is sold, and that's going to affect your home value. Click here to get your home, right? That's what this thing is. It's a $50 ad for 7 days. You can do this. I definitely recommend that agents run 7-day ads for maybe a couple of months if you want more listings, right? If you sold a home and you want to market this, just click create an ad, and this is going to capture a lead with a name, email, and phone number of people who are interested in the value of their home. Okay. This is a very simple and easy way to get listing leads. It's sold, right? Let's click the back button and let's look at this pending one. And let's imagine we're going to run a Facebook ad on that instead, or before when it's pending. Now, not all MLSs allow you to do that. And so, you got to pay attention to your local rule. But remember how I said it's a $50 lead or a $50 ad? Facebook actually has a cost per lead, right? So each time somebody clicks and you get their name, phone number, and email, when a property is sold, they usually charge around $6 to $7 per lead. So if you divide 6 into 50, probably get 9 or 10, right? But when you market a home that's pending, as this one is pending, they often charge much less, like $2.50 per lead. So with a $50 ad, you could have 20 leads with naming the owner. So this is something that you might want to do. You might want to test out. You can always customize it here if you want to write something special about that. But that's the easy way. It said that my ad was not running. Right to click and redid. Daphne, it's 35% is good. Daphne, this question about your ad not running is probably better to send to support, not to me on this live call. I did the whole month for posting on my social media. I don't recommend anybody running an ad for 30 days. Maybe that's what Daphne is saying. There are reasons for it, but basically you have so much competition that your ad can just stop producing within 5 days. So I never recommend running an ad for longer than 7 days. Okay. So anyway, we're talking about getting listings. The fastest way to get listing leads with name, email, and phone number is actually as we're doing right here. Okay. It's marketing a listing that's pending or sold on Facebook. Now, over here on this list, you see all these tools. The number one tool that we create is called the nearby homeowner letter. Let's go back. Let's do a property that's sold this time, not the pending. I don't think pending is great when it's nearby homeowner, but I think sold is great. I'll show you why. We're looking for the nearby homeowner letter on a property that's sold. There are 3 versions. You can download them here. You can also edit to edit page before you download it, but let's just download it. And I want to make it very clear to you that this tool that we're looking at is the number one tool for getting listing leads that turn into listing contracts. So when we just talked a minute ago about Facebook ads, this is what I love about Facebook ads. Each ad for 35 or $50 is going to be seen by 1 to 2, maybe 3,000 people. Okay. That means they see your business page is sponsoring that. Thousands of people start to recognize you're a realtor. Now, if they click on that ad because they want whatever you're giving, like a home value, cool, you're going to get some leads. But that's from people. Let me give you the scenario of Facebook. The reason Facebook works so well is that people scroll through this page of all the news of their friends and what they're eating and what they follow and all this stuff. That's what Facebook is so famous for. You could be on your phone. You could be at an office meeting. You could be driving your car and you're still looking at what's on Facebook. Okay. So when you throw an ad out there, hey, would you like your home value? If I'm thinking about it, sure. But people weren't coming to Facebook to find out their real estate answers. We're just throwing things out there because it works, because we know people spend 40 minutes a day doing what I'm doing here, just scrolling through. But this letter is something that we have designed for you. It points them to this page, which is your instant home value page. And you can then decide who you want to send this to. And let me give it to you the way that our best clients use this. They find a custom list of homeowners. You see, this home is for sale in Seattle. Jeremy should have a list of all the homeowners in Seattle, maybe even a list with homeowners with 5 years or 10 years equity. And you continually send this letter once a month or every 2 weeks, talking about any listing. Hey, we got something just listed. We got something just sold. We have an open house, whatever. I'm mailing it to you and you can go find out about it here, but that's always going to affect your home value. So take this piece of paper that I mailed you in your own home, go to your own computer and type that in. And when you get there, give me your address and email address. Not a lot of people are going to do that. Okay. A lot more people are going to just be scrolling through Facebook and they're going to go, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'll click on that. Are they that serious about it? Probably not. If they opened up an envelope in their mailbox and read this piece of paper and walked to their own computer and typed in that wacky address and then their address and email, those are people very serious about the value of their home. You should be following up with those people on a weekly basis, texting, emailing, drop off little PDF guides. I'll show you the PDF guides until they're ready to talk to you. I hope you understand the difference. That's like the easy leads and the not so easy leads. But these leads convert into contracts. So if you want listing contracts and you're not in the game of just capturing email addresses for years and years, you probably want to figure out how you're going to get this into your market on a frequent basis. Again, targeting your people. Do you connect your Facebook Realtor business page? Christine, you always connect your business page. You can't run ads on your personal page. Okay. So let's go back here. Here's the e-flyer for your database. If you're one of those agents with hundreds or thousands of leads in your CRM, just click this copy button and put it here. This call is recorded, Fuzi, and it will be in the mastermind group and on our YouTube channel. So this flyer is saying, hey, I've got a home for sale, or I've got a open house, or I've got something sold. And down below, that affects your home value. So one flyer has multiple call to actions to get you buyer and seller. How do you get it? You click this, that copies the HTML code. You go to your CRM, you paste in the HTML, you click on graphic, and you blast it out. You should be, if you've got more than 500 leads, you should be blasting a letter like this out twice a month, every 2 weeks. Okay. That is it. So on the listing marketing side, running an ad if it is sold or under contract, getting the nearby homeowner letter out, which is the paper one that you got to mail out. So that's hard work, but high quality leads. And the e-flyer. This is not terribly difficult, maybe take you a few minutes, but these are leads already in your CRM. So definitely worth doing. If you're the listing agent, there's one extra tool that I recommend. It's called the seller social media tool. And let's imagine that I am the homeowner and Jeremy is my agent and he sold my home. We make this tool for you automatically. We always email it to you. And if you have a listing in your account, and if you're like most of our clients, you just ignore that because we're giving you instructions to read. And I know realtors don't like to read. They just click and move on. Right. But this one actually has a unique value that I recommend that you use all the time. And what I mean is when the home is just listed, you use it. When the home is open house, you use it again. And when it's sold, it's going to look just like this. We're going to email this tool to you. Try not to ignore it. That's really my message. Look for the seller's social media. We email it to you, forward it to your client, call your client for 5 seconds, and maybe it'll make sense when the home is sold like it is now. It says, hey, our home just sold and we want to recommend Jerry at North Sound Realty Group for doing a great job. And here's this email and phone number in front of all my friends and family on Facebook to see forever. It's not a paid for ad, right? Now, if you're a realtor, it's funny because I'm friends with so many realtors. I can tell that realtors know how to copy and put colorful things, copy and paste on Facebook. I see them do it every day. And that's cool. I think that is great, but it doesn't capture leads. And that's really what listings to leads is about. So I've seen people every week say, oh, I sold this home and there's a really cool picture and that's it. And if you got any questions, whatever, email me. That's what realtors think is lead gen. What happens if you click on this one? We drive them to a single property website that we have already automatically created for you. And it looks pretty awesome. And there's a big call to action there. What is your home worth? You go to the bottom, there's a big old footer. There's your Zillow reviews. Here's your footer down here. What is your home worth? He's even got a video of like why you got to work with it, right? Awesome. All on his single property website of his sold home. And I closed it while I was talking, but this is the call to action to pop up. That affects your home value. Get your market analysis, right? So this sold ad is going to get listing leads, not because you paid for an ad, but they're going to come from the friends and family and colleagues of your current client on Facebook. These are high quality leads, right? You're not going to get a lot, but they're coming from people who already know your current client. So I definitely recommend you using that. And one last thing, since we're on the listings page and we're talking about getting listings. So let's imagine that you start getting listing leads. And let's imagine that you start closing those leads to where you actually having a listing appointment, right? Right here on the top of this page of listings is a little white button that says create listing presentation. You should all get off of this call and download this thing immediately. You should download this. And John is asking, do you tag your client for that post? No, John, you're emailing that post to your client and they are putting it on their Facebook wall. We do have tools for you. You could share a single property website and you can tag your client, but that is not for putting on your wall because that's a testimonial. And I know that realtors sometimes put their clients' testimonials on their page, but this one is their client putting their pre-written testimonial that we gave you on their wall and talking about you with your name and phone number. Okay. So while I was yammering on there, I was downloading that create listing presentation. You should all download this. And it's a 28-page listing presentation. It talks about all the things we do to market your listing. It doesn't talk about listings to leads. It talks about you. And yeah, you don't have to tell them that half of this stuff is not, it's all done automatically and you don't even have any idea how we do it. That's not important. This is just what you're bringing to the table when you're selling somebody's home. I recommend you download this and you read it and you get it into your kind of business, right? You find that listing presentation on the top of the listings page. It's right up here next to add listing. And Sheila said, you used it for the first time yesterday and it was very impressive. The seller was wowed. That's awesome, Sheila. Where was that? What part of the country? What state? I'm glad it worked for you. We've had clients tell us they close every listing presentation they're on. You're in Georgia. Yeah. Yeah. It's effective. If you showed it, it's impossible for any realtor to compete with that. And the fact that we're doing half of it for you automatically it's not really important. It's just, that's what you're bringing to the table. So congratulations, Sheila. I hope that works out. I hope you get that listing. Okay. So that's listings. Let's talk about PDF guides. Okay. You might not have listings and you don't want to be dead in the water. So what can you do? We have 80 PDF guides pre-written for you. So if you're a client, you are branded on every page of every guide. What is a website? It's listings to leads. Yeah. You have to log in and go to your listings page, Marta. So I need a cup of coffee. You just blew my mind there. Give me a second. Okay. So yeah, we're talking about listings to leads and we are on PDF guides and we're concentrating here on how to get listings. So we're going to click this seller PDF guide button and we're going to see the 40 listings or 40 PDF guides that are designed for you to use. Now, there are different ways to use this. If you click the green button here, you can see that you can create a short form video script. If you are comfortable with social media, you know that video is a big part of it. You can download a script that you can record on your smartphone and blast it off and use on things like Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. I highly recommend that. You can also just run an ad right here. Click on Facebook and Instagram, use lead ads so we make sure and get the name, email, and phone number and run an ad for listings. And all you got to do is type in the name of your favorite city, right? So let's say Mobile, right? And we have a $50 ad now because listing lead costs more than buyer leads. All right. Buyer leads typically cost $3, but the cost of a listing lead for Facebook, which is a $50 ad, you need these leads can often cost $10 a lead. I just have to give you a little warning here. Facebook sets the price per lead. And that means if it's a $10 lead and you're running a $50 ad, you're going to get 5 leads. But Facebook is really weird with this. Like sometimes they charge $20 a lead and even $30 a lead. I don't really like that too much. But if you're in a price point where you're getting a bunch of leads, even a $30 lead with name, email, and phone number is still valuable when you think about how much are you spending to get one listing. What is the area of your ad that you run? Do you get the pick of the area? Yeah. What you're doing here, Christine, did you see where I typed in Mobile, Alabama up here on the left? There's a radius So you can expand the radius of like 30 miles, depending on how much you want to drive, but that's how you do it. Yeah. That's how you target. There are, if you go in advanced options, there are things you can do like filtering and stuff. Frankly, I don't recommend it. I think it just hurts people more than it helps people. So I don't recommend it. I just recommend you target with your area and you go for it. Now, I'm going to give you a kind of an in-depth. Ruben's not getting anything. Are you using our tools, Ruben? What are you marketing? Are you running ads? I'll show you something in a moment, but what are you marketing, Ruben? So right here, guys, remember how I said that there's a letter that you can get out there and you can get and that's not it. This letter here, you can mail to a list, right? This is the nearby homeowner letter. Now, if you buy that list and you get email addresses, you can also go up in our system and upload it and create a custom audience. Now, this might start to blow some of your minds. So this is not for everybody. But when you do it, it's called retargeting. And you can actually give it a name like Mobile Homes, Mobile, Alabama Home, right? And this guy doesn't have it, but he is using our targeting. So we're targeting all of his old leads here. Retargeting means you captured them once and you want to stay in front of them. I definitely recommend you turn on retargeting. This is more of a Facebook question. But if you bought a custom audience of homeowners in any town and you've got a sold ad or you've got a landing page that you want to run, you could target those same homeowners instead of running just a random ad. Okay. So Ruben, you said yes, but you haven't told me what kind of ad you're running. So that's where, so you've got 40 different PDF guides and we really only talked about two ways to market them: Facebook and Instagram. Social media posts we do it, you can click it and you can just share this to your social media network. Now, if you're somebody with 100 people following you, this is not going to get you a lot, right? They'll see this, they can download it, but you're only targeting the 100 people on your network. So you could do that. You could also say, I want to have an e-flyer because maybe you got hundreds of leads in your database. So you can get the e-flyer and you can copy this and blast it out to those people. Or, hey, what's that? That looks, yeah. So you can edit it here, but there's a link and you're going to copy this here, up here, and you're going to take it to your MailChimp or your follow-up boss or whatever, and you're going to blast it out. Now, you can also do postcards or door hangers. And honestly, I recommend that you have a print postcard if you're using ours of any of our tools for listings, which could be a landing page, it could be a PDF guide. You should be doing this on a monthly basis because you're building your brand and you're giving people an opportunity to learn something about the value of their home. Now, I'm going to just point this out just so that you understand there is a landing page for this. And whenever we put this out, you can see that, hey, if you want to download that, give us your information. So if you're doing this, if you see a PDF guide where you can download anywhere, you're going to find that we're asking for contact information. There's a lot of ways basically to get these PDF guide ads out there. And that's really what I'm trying to let you. I'm going to click on social. I don't know if Jeremy has social turned on. Let's go click on it. It takes a while to open this page. I see a question here. Marketing the home value page, 40 deals for just the weekend, $40. Not sure if my Facebook needed. Yeah. You used our system to run the ad, right? You ran the ad through our system. We're going to talk about landing pages in a minute, Ruben. And it sounds like you did a home valuation landing page. So we'll talk about that in a minute. So right now I'm trying to get to our social page and there's so much in it that it takes forever to open up. Let's see, we're just about there. So let's see. When you come here, it should drop you on this page. So he connected. It should also ask you what days, and he's got those days, but on topics, he didn't choose any topics. So nothing is really going out. I'm going to turn this on because I know he wants more listings. And I'm going to turn on American holidays because everybody likes nice content. I'm going to do kitchen design. And I'm going to do, you should all be doing this, guys, because those PDF guides, that right there is going to auto post our PDF guides with a landing page on the timetable that you tell us. I'm going to put gardening and patios and decks. These are the articles that are going to go out every other day because that's where he had it. So I'm going to save that. You should all be doing something like this. You can have 50 topics. I think there's 45 different topics, but you should all have the PDF guides going out. Okay. And that is a free way to get them out to your social media network. And the landing page is going to be there so that when people want to download it, they're going to land on this page first, and they're going to have to give you their phone number and email, which frankly, I think is a big mistake. We should not be asking for a phone number. If you have the ability to control that, you should stop that. And yeah, let's see here. Let's see here. That's it. I think that's a mistake on our part of setting stuff up like that. And that's just not going to work. Okay. So I will talk to our tech team about that. So let's talk about landing pages. We now talked about PDF guides. I'm going to sneeze here. Feels so. Excuse me in advance. Let's see. Custom landing page. What is this? I don't really see any. Okay. Let's click on this one. This is a home valuation landing page. And you see this generic picture in the background. Do not use that. When you click edit, it's going to tell you to change the background photo. And you can see right here, it says upload image. Okay. Get a 2000 pixel wide photograph of some major landmark in your area and upload it. This is a good design right here for a landing page. This guy lives up in Seattle. This is a really old page. This guy's been a client for probably 10 years. This is an old landing page. So I'm sorry, I'm showing you that. This is a new landing page. This is the one that he just created last week. And you can see that it's got a big calendar. I'm sorry, it's got a big picture of the area. That's what you want. You want something that shows your area, right? I guess he's got a little map here. It says downtown Seattle and downtown Bellevue over here, right? Oh, I didn't realize I was looking at this earlier. But this looks like the Seattle area. And that's what you need to make sure when you're asking somebody for a home value. Now, this guy's got a Calendly thing, and I don't recommend that. He's not seeing any success for that, but he was just testing some stuff out. So what Ruben was saying is he's run a home value app. So you can create these landing pages right here by clicking Property Valuation Plus. This is an instant home value page that you can create, right? And it's going to look just like this, right? Now, Ruben, did you customize this background picture or did you use this background picture to get your ad? Yes, you use this picture. Where do you live, Ruben? What part of the country? And I guess what is going to be my next question is, does your neighborhood look like this? California? Like, I'm in California, but this doesn't look anything like where I live. And California has a lot of different areas. So if you're asking for something from somebody online, South LA, yeah, this is not look like that. Right. So you're automatically, think of it this way, guys. Let's go do it. So let's go to ads and let's talk, because first of all, Ruben is doing something that I don't typically recommend at all. It is something that agents do because it makes complete sense to them, but the reality is different from what's in our mind. So when I come to the ad section, I told you can run ads for a PDF guide. I've told you can run ads for sold properties and pending. But let's talk about running an ad in East LA. So East LA, I think of like Rancho Cucamonga. What are the towns out there? While he's talking, let's do a free home value ad. So Property Valuation Plus, weird. My normal ones aren't there. So let's see. This is Lake Stevens. Property Valuation Plus. Yeah, this is what he's done. This guy does not instill confidence if I'm looking at something, because you could be from anywhere. And you got to imagine what you're asking somebody to do when you're running an ad like this. Let's type in Riverside. Riverside, I think, is part of LA. Was that right? Yeah, Riverside, California. And what you're asking for is their name, phone number, and email. And people are like, that looks like anything. Am I signing up for a national spam campaign, or do you actually know my area? And so if you used our generic picture on your ad, Ruben, that's like problem number one. And Ruben, what town Southeast LA is big? What's your core town where you're trying to get listing? Can you create a page on a third page on a landing page? Yes. Downey. Okay. So let's say Downey. Okay. And I'm going to show you probably the bigger reason why this kind of ad doesn't work. Okay. And to get that concept, let's go over here to the World Wide Web. Let's type in Downey, California. And Downey is, let's just click on the map. It's right here. Okay. That little area. Now, I don't know, but that looks about 5 miles across and maybe 8 to 10 miles to north to south. Okay. That's what that is. That's just the physical location of Downey, which is out in southeastern LA. Okay. Here is problem number one with running this. You can only do a 15-mile radius. So that means that this ad talking about Downey with some generic photograph is it's showing up almost, hold on. Everybody on this map is seeing your Downey ad, and their ad means nothing to them. So how do you target Downey? That's really the question. And the answer is you buy a list of homeowners and you go over here to our ads section. Let's go to ads, and you create a custom audience. So you get a list from homeowners from RedX, or you get it from Remind, or you get it from what's the other company? Or you just call your title partner and say, hey, can I get a list of all the homeowners in Downey? And you go here, you got to turn on custom audiences and retargeting. And you go get that list and you call it Downey homeowners. And now this is going to create a custom audience in your account, not a listings to leads. You're going to upload it. It's got to look like a spreadsheet like this. You just hover here and this tells you what the spreadsheet's going to look like. And then you import it and it will live in your Facebook account forever. Okay. That's how you target people who live in Downey, Ruben, because you cannot target with a default ad. So guys, you're not all sitting in a major metropolitan area like LA, right? But if you are, it doesn't have to be as big as LA. You can see that this can work against you. That 15-mile radius can work against you. So if I had done that, I imported that, now I got this list sitting inside of Facebook. Now, when I say, hey, I want to create an ad on a PDF guide or a landing page, that landing page thing, let's go do the landing page thing, because that's where Ruben was. And the funny thing, this guy is not the guy whose account, let's get out of PDF. Let's do a landing page just to finish that thought. So this is free home values, property valuation plus. That's the name of the landing page with instant home values. Now I told him this, but he hasn't had time to really work on this, but he and I were talking last week, and that's why we're looking at his account now. Now, if you live in the Pacific Northwest, and this guy does, this is like Seattle. Seattle has a similar problem, right? Like right across the water is Bellevue and all these towns. It's like a little bit dense. So similar kind of problem. So if he had a list, he could click retarget and he could say Seattle homeowners or Downey homeowners, right? Whatever, you create it, right? You get that list. And that's when this kind of ad works. But I am going to stress, you see that little home floor mat there? Do not use anything that generic. Okay. And to stress this, I'm going to show you Summit Diner. So I set up the team accounts and the ops account around the country, right? And when I rolled out Coldwell Banker in New Jersey, now New Jersey, this town, it has 24,000 people. And the owner called me like about that. He said, "Oh my God, we're getting leads all over the place." But the number one home valuation landing page ad is the one with a picture of the Summit Diner in the back. And that makes sense. I'm like, yeah, you're telling people that you know their area. This thing is a converted railroad car. You get your greasy potatoes and bacon and all that on the weekends. And if Summit Diner, Summit, New Jersey. And if Summit, New Jersey, I mean, I think you can give me my home back, like my area. And that's, guys, what you got to think. When you are going to your landing page section, we give you 3 landing pages. You can create unlimited landing pages, but the number one free home values is here. And he's got these other property valuation plus here. And that's just what's going on, right? You don't want to go generic. You want to use something that looks like your area, because especially in the Pacific Northwest, they don't like giving you contact information online. Okay. So we talked about landing pages. I will say this about landing pages. One more, when you create these, click on edit tools, click on advanced options, and there are create marketing. If you want some content, remember I said mail out every month. Here are door hangers. Here are postcards. Here's a letter. You can download this, you can edit it, and it will speak to the market. So to wrap up, we've got landing pages for home values. You can run ads on them. You can get postcards. You can get door hangers. You can use our social tab to automatically post your PDF guides. There are 40 for you. You're branded on every page. And they showed you the other ways to market those. And then you can run ads, right? You can run ads on sold properties. You can run ads on, we already talked about the landing page one, and we know that there's some pitfalls there and we got to do some extra work. And then there's the listing, right? The nearby homeowner letter. Let's talk about the one area that we have not talked about, and that is the behemoth in the area on the internet. And that is, let's see here. I'm not even sure if this guy is subscribed to it, and that's Google. So remember how I was telling you, like, Facebook is awesome. And that's because people spend 40 minutes a day just going through Facebook in the United States, adults, right? So here, let's talk about what Facebook is. It's cool because I can see what my friends are eating. I can see where they're going on vacation. I can see all the fun stuff that I follow, right? But if I have a question, where's the best steak or the best hotel, or what kind of car do I need? I don't go to Facebook with those questions. I go to this site called Google. 86% of all searches start right here. And there's a search that's related to this call, which is, how do I sell my home? And you can see right here that there are a couple of people. This person here has got an ad. Easiest way to sell home. If I click on that, they're going to charge Google. Google's going to charge them. So I don't want to click on it. But you can see the other big players out here. But there is somebody paying for that kind of search. How do you do that? Well, you just say, hey, I want to have a PDF guide, and let's just do 5 dangers of overpricing. And we'll click that and let it do its thing. What website can you get a ground photo that I can buy for a landing page? Yeah, I don't know where to buy photos, Victoria. I would Google that. Yeah. I'm sure it's not hard. I just can't remember. I'm still on one cup of coffee. This is what it looks like over here in preview on a phone. This is what it looks like on a desktop. And you remember how I did this search, and this is what it looks like on a desktop right here, Maple Home Buyers. That's showing you right there what it is. All you got to do is type in a location, right? And I can type in Lafayette. I'm sitting in Lafayette, right? So to redo what we're looking at, I'm sitting in Lafayette. If I did that search, if you look here in advanced options, which isn't necessary, It's how do I sell my home? These are the keywords that you're paying for. We've just built it all for you. Okay. This software, the Facebook, Google software, is an addition. You'll notice as you link, this is where we're driving people to. In this case, to this landing page where I got to give you my information, right? To download it. So you're running an ad, in this case on home values, or how do I sell my home? My ad shows up. And when I click on it, I land on that landing page where I got to give you the information. And that's what's going on. So you're paying for clicks, driving traffic to this page, and that's it. That's slow. Does that make sense? Any questions about Google? Because again, if you're going to be in this industry or frankly, any industry, you need to have a Google strategy. We make it incredibly easy. If you try to do this kind of ad on Google, God bless you. It is so hideous. I've done it. It's horrible. And I wouldn't really recommend it. You can use our software. It's $30 a month. And now we make running a Google ad, all this advanced options down here is everything you would have to do by hand. And you don't want to do that. I can believe me. I know our clients, they don't want to be doing it. So when you're using our Google software, you can run ads on PDF guides and on landing pages. And I totally recommend that. And that might be one of the best, highest quality listing leads you can get is a Google ad, a Google lead. Now, I was talking with a realtor last week in Dallas, and running Google ads is a big part of his business. And he told me seller leads on Google cost him $30 each. Okay. I don't know what they're going to cost in your market. For him, he's, yeah, how is this working for agents? It's working great. For his price point, he said, listen, I make X thousands of dollars when I sell a home. I am happy to invest $1,000 to get 10x my money back. So I don't know what the math is in your area. I will just tell you this, Google ads, Google leads are high quality. They are some of the most expensive. As I mentioned, I definitely recommend our print tools like our nearby homeowner letter and our postcards. I recommend cheap ads on Facebook. Those are cheap leads. You get more, but you don't convert them as fast. But you're also getting branding when you're doing that, right? Lots of people are seeing it. And there's an upside to that. So in a whole business, you should have a social media strategy. You should have a print strategy, and you should have a Google strategy. It's the number one website in the country. We've got a lot of ways to automate that for you. We certainly have ways to make it easy for you. And we have a lot of ways of getting leads. If you're going to be a business, pretty much everything I've talked about, you need to get your arms around. Are there any questions about what we've discussed here? I'm not seeing any. I will remind you, go download this listing presentation, go get some listing leads. This call is being recorded and it will be in the mastermind group and it will be on our YouTube channel. Let me mention that I start the call off with talking about our YouTube channel. And also, is there a product to be purchased? If you want to use these tools, we have a platform called Listings to Leads. And this is our YouTube channel. I'm going to send this to everybody. I definitely want you to hold on to this. If you're watching this as a recording, okay, that's going to you right now. I'm going to show you something on this page. We'll talk about it in a second. Fuzi, this platform costs $60 a month for a single agent. It's month to month. There's no annual contract. There's a lot more to the system than what we just talked about today. Today's call was how do you get listing? We obviously have a lot of tools that'll help you get buyers. Whether you have listings or not, we've got tools to help agents out. That's what the system is all about. Let's see. I just pulled up my YouTube channel and I want to talk. So one thing, guys, I did talk about creating a custom audience. And if you go on our channel here on the page I just sent you, there's a lot to learn here. Honestly, it is worth your investment to learn what in the world we're doing. These are repetitive. You don't have to watch all these, but there's 3 calls: get started, top tools to get more listings, and Facebook and Google ads. I would watch those. About 9 months ago, I talk about these two calls right here. Best way to get listings from Facebook and new strategy to get high quality listings from Facebook. Ruben, you talked about why your ad is not working. And that these two strategies, it's the same concept I just talked about it one week following. It talks about how you get that list and how you create a custom audience, and then you target those people. For anybody that's going to be in real estate for a few years, you want to do that. You want to be mailing to that list and you want to be running ads to that list. Well, everybody, that's my story today. I hope this helps you out. And we've got a great support team. If you have questions about any of this, down in the bottom left, just ask the team and they're always happy to help. I did it. Let's see here. Hold on. Thank you. All right, everybody. I don't see any other questions. Take care. Enjoy the summer and talk to you soon.